adjustments are necessary, the driver must consider the location, size, and speed of vehicles. Example, a big semi-truck. They're huge. They have 4 blind spots, left side, right side, front, and back. You as a beginning driver, you need to really be aware and check your blind spots. On the way to work this morning, I saw a large pickup truck and a semi-truck almost crashed because the drivers did not have mirrors adjusted properly and they did not look over their shoulder to check blind spot. Please, beginning drivers, check your blind spot, check your mirror, and make sure you're consistent, make sure you're safe. Drivers cannot afford to divert attention from the path ahead, meaning you got to look ahead. Mirror checks can answer 3 important questions. Where are vehicles present? Are there vehicles present? If yes, what is the location? Are they in front of you? Are they behind you? Are they beside you? If yes, what is the size and relative speed of the detected vehicle? Big semi-trucks are huge. I know the semi-truck driver did not see the truck because he is up much higher. This is a large truck. So when stopping, anytime a driver prepares to stop, the driver's eyes should scan first the rearview mirror. If you want to really get a good score with me as your instructor and pass your test, when you slow down and stop, I need to see you check your rearview mirror. Flash your brake lights to alert any following driver. Direct attention to the rearview mirror until 2 cars have stopped. Not 1, but 2. Hey, E, how are you doing? What's going on? So when you're driving, if you really want to elevate, and those who I drive this weekend, I'm expecting you to use those mirrors. I'm expecting you to be better than my last month's class. And then my class in December, they'll be better than you. And then when 2026 hits, they're going to be better than my December class. I need to see you checking mirrors. Let's talk about mirror usage when turning. When the driver prepares to turn, mirrors should be checked before any change of speed or position to enable assessment. You're assessing, are pedestrians walking? Are cars walking? North Korea, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Please make sure you subscribe. Put questions in. So mirror usage is key. I'm giving you some examples. Please put questions in. I want to keep going and talk about mirror usage. If I'm taking the time to go over this, then it's important. And then when you do a Quizzy test, you're going to have questions on mirrors. Okay, I'm looking for students to miss 0 wrong, 3 wrong, 5 wrong when you take your state test. And it's coming. Trust me on that. When changing lanes, a driver is attempting to change lanes. Mirrors should be checked before any change of speed or position is made. On the expressway this morning, when this truck and semi-truck almost crashed, the drivers didn't check mirrors. The semi-truck driver, I don't think, saw the large truck, and they almost crashed. And I was in the left lane like, oh my God, is a truck going to flip in front of me? So you have to assess mirrors. And once you see a near fatality or near crash, you're going to be more consistent. Again, put in questions. So when changing lanes, you got to assess how much room, who's near me, who's behind me. Is it a lady driving fast, late to work? Is it a guy in a big truck who's hauling a big load, who can't really stop? Is it a semi-truck driver driving from the metro area to New York and they're in a hurry? You have to assess. Let's talk about checking mirrors in blind areas. Regular side view mirrors, even when angled out, are angled out an additional 12 to 16 degrees. Enhanced mirror settings do not provide sufficient information, meaning you have to look over your shoulder and check your blind spot. If you don't, you're going to cut off your car and fail. The most common type of collision is a side swipe or rear end collision. When I was driving this morning, it was a side swipe accident where the semi-truck almost hit the door and the bed of this big truck, but they kind of swung out of the way. Both of them had on blinkers. They almost literally crashed. I'm going to ask you some questions about this, so be ready. Again, put in questions. A mirror blind spot check involves making a quick eye movement over the shoulder. A lot of beginners will turn too slow and turn the wheel. The car drifts to the left. We crash. A lot of beginners turn the wheel and turn too slow, and then the car drifts to the right. So my job is to help you, but I'm from the metro area, baby. I'm from the hood. Where you from? I'm from the west side. Where you from? So let's keep going. Traditional mirror settings. Outside mirrors are set so the driver can see the back angles of the vehicles. May be more appropriate for trucks, vans, SUVs. Passenger vehicle side mirrors are not designed for backing the vehicle. I'll say it again. When I ask you to back up, look out your rear window. Real talk. Look out your rear window. So it's really important. Enhanced mirror settings. Inside mirror settings become primary for the view of the outside mirror settings and adjustments to reduce blind spots, right? E, go ahead, keep that chat going for me. Next, to set the right side view mirror, the driver must lean to the right. I want to see you lean to the right and adjust your right mirror. If you don't, we're just pretending. I'm just going to sit there. When we get in the car, after I say hi to your mom and dad, you got to come in, lock the door, put on your seatbelt. You have to adjust the center mirror after you adjust your seat. You need to adjust your driver's side mirror after you adjust your seat. Clarence Thomas is a Supreme Court Justice. I'm beautiful. I'm light-skinned. I'm not Clarence Thomas, but keep guessing. So I got to see you really adjust the mirror. If you're adjusting the right mirror, I want to see you lean over and adjust the mirror so you can see. And the good drivers take their time. It adds 12 to 16 degrees of additional viewing area. Okay, I'm done with mirror settings. I need you guys to put questions in. Everyone put questions in about mirror settings. And I'm in the hood. I'm not in Washington, D.C. So Clarence Thomas was born down south. No, we got some random people on here. I'm not Al Sharpton. Okay, he's like 1,000 years old, saggy face. I'm like 6'4", 260. He's really old now. It's all good. I got a good sense of humor. Denzel Washington, I like that. Denzel Washington, I'll take that. He's the director. We got a good sense of humor. We laughing here. Put some comments in. Put some questions. Okay, I'm looking at questions. I asked all of you to put questions in. Anna's putting questions in because she's a hard worker. Should I be checking my rearview mirrors more often? Anna, the answer is yes. Okay, you got to see who's behind you. Is someone tailgating you? Are they on the phone? Are they eating chicken? I'm joking, Anna. Are they arguing with their boyfriend or girlfriend? Are they talking to their baby? Okay, do I have to adjust my side mirrors? You should adjust your side mirrors so when you're making that right turn, you can check your mirror. There might be a car to your right that you don't see. There might be a person walking. There might be a person on a bike. You have to check. I like patriotism. No, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I like patriotism. Good question. I'll be honest. Give us a thumbs up. I'll answer honest questions. Okay, let's keep going. How often should I look in my rearview mirror? About every 12 to 15 seconds. What if the side mirrors are broken? You're probably going to sideswipe a car. You're probably going to be in an accident. It happens. Sometimes you hit a mailbox or you hit a can and your mirror breaks. You can go to the automotive store and buy some replacement mirrors for 10 or 15 bucks. Okay? You can buy it for 10 or 15 bucks. That's really important. Those mirrors are so important. So if your mirror's broken, go to the auto parts store, tell them what type of car you have. You should be able to buy a mirror that has a sticky adhesive back, and you just clean off the area. Blind spots, you want to look over your right shoulder. If you're making a right lane change, you look over your left shoulder. It's just a quick glance, your chin to your shoulder. Blind spot check. How should I be cleaning my mirrors? Preferably with the clean, lint-free rag. You don't want to use the dirty rag you have in your car in the trunk because your mirror will be dirty, okay? A lint-free rag. Clean those mirrors off. You will really thank me when you can see cars to the right of you and cars to the left of you. You do have to look out for motorcycles. In fact, This evening, I had to drive. My student driver was coming off the expressway. Two cars kind of cut in front of us. The ramp was backed up. He panicked a little bit. It happens. I had to squeeze the brake, but there was a motorcycle, and motorcycles just have that one tail light. I told him, just back off, give yourself room. And because we were following the school bus, he made a perfect merge onto the expressway. Then we caught up to a school bus, and we were doing about 65. Then the school bus made a quick lane change to the left, and all of a sudden, we had to hit the brakes softly. If we would have slammed them, we would have got hit or hit a car. Your mirrors have to be adjusted all the time, and you want to be aware of what's going on, because that helps you see. And then your center mirror, you want to see everything out of back window. I don't know anything about a cold case, but they have DNA now to check those things. I'm going through looking at questions. How often should I look on my shoulder? You look over your shoulder when you're making lane changes. You check your mirrors to see who's around you. So you look over your shoulder for lane changes. You check your mirrors to see if someone is near you in your blind spot or out of your blind spot. I like to question, what are common mirror mistakes? New drivers have the mirrors facing down. They have the mirrors facing up. They have the mirrors in too close. They don't see cars. If I have a really tall student, they're going to have the mirrors out so they can see more. If I have a shorter student, they're going to have the mirrors in. A lot of you are so nervous, you just get in the car, you say hi, you give me your card, and then you start driving. But you don't see cars hanging around us to the right. You don't see cars hanging around us to the left. By the time you look over your shoulder, it's too late, because some of you drive so slow and people hide in our blind spots because they don't want to be around us. And it's really important. You always want to check your blind spots. You always want to check your mirrors. I love the questions. How do we know if they are adjusted properly? You should see the side of the back door and the sides of the car. That's how you know they're adjusted. Everyone's a little bit different. You want to have everything adjusted. And if I stand outside of your blind spot, if you look over your shoulder, you'll see me. If you look in your mirror and you only see my legs, it's too low. If you look in your mirror and you see my chest and up, it's not adjusted properly. So what I need to do to make you better is stand outside and really make sure you have those mirrors adjusted. And if it takes a little bit of time on my part, you really have the mirror adjusted. I love the questions. Let's keep going. All right, let's talk about vehicle technology, door locks, sun visors, head restraint, seat belts, airbags, okay? ABS brakes, traction control. For a beginning driver, most cars have electric door locks, but you got to make sure that door is locked. All cars have head restraints. Cars who are older, high-performance cars, some of them don't have seatbelts. All the cars we drive have seatbelts. Airbags. We have a driver's side and passenger side airbag. ABS brakes. A computer pumps the brakes for you once you squeeze the brakes. Limited slip differential, love it. We got an old school. Limited slip differential. You have clutches and springs in your rear axle. And when one tire spins, the clutch pads lock up and then you have traction. Okay, most of your passenger cars have limited slip differentials. Love that. If your parents have like a race car, like I have a 1968 Camaro, I have a spool that locks the back axles. So when I'm racing and when I do a burnout, both tires spin. But you don't want to drive a car with the spool in the rear end on the street because it's really hard on the axle. So your parents' cars have a limited slip differential. Love that. Man, love that, baby. Make sure you subscribe. So limited slip differentials, one tire will spin and the other tire will slowly catch up, okay? Now, some big trucks, you can lock the rear differential with the button. Fords have that. You can lock the front end differential with the button. Some of them are air release, some of them are computer controlled, okay? Thank you. All right, let's keep going. Crumple zones. You're going to have questions on crumple zones. All cars and trucks have four corners, the front left, front right, the rear left, the rear right. If you get hit, in that front corner, the front of the car will crumple. It will protect you. Okay? That's the way it's designed to do. Crumple zones are certain segments of the vehicle located in the front and behind the passenger. Okay? Let's keep it going. How should I clean my mirrors? You want to use spray. You can use Windex. You can use any type of cleaner, household cleaner, to clean that window off. When you're driving, dust, dirt, gravel, rain, snow will make your mirrors dirty. And if you can't see out of dirty mirrors, you're going to make a lane change and you're going to cut off a car. Remember what I said about windshield washer solvent? It's right here. You can use some of this in a rag, clean off your windows, clean off your mirrors. But remember, you have to have this in the wintertime because some of you will want out of windshield washer solvent. Your windshield wiper blades are garbage. Now you can't see. Make sure you have an extra gallon of windshield washer solvent. You have to have this. All right, keep going. Keep putting more questions in. You could, Jaron, adjust your mirror. If some mirrors have an electric switch, you have a little keypad. You push it to the left, turn the switch to the left, it adjusts the left mirror. You push the little button to the right, it adjusts the right mirror. You have a little keypad. Some of them have a little switch. You push it to the left, it adjusts the left mirror. So once you learn how and really get those mirrors adjusted, you're good. You can adjust it by hand if you have to kind of get those final adjustments if you are attention to detail, right? You want that mirror perfect. Sometime in the wintertime, the adjustment freezes and you're going to have to do that. You don't want to put hot water on the windshield because it's going to crack it. Okay? That's some TikTok stuff. It will crack your windshield. If you don't believe me, heat up some water. Wait till it's 15 below. All that heat will crack the windshield. Okay? Don't do that to your car. Backup warning devices. When you back up, you might hear a chime or a beep. Sometime the snow and ice will cover up those little sensors. So you got to make sure they're clean. You put your finger or hand in the glass and you can push it out to adjust the mirror out. You can push it in to push the mirror in. I love the questions. I do have a fish. I do fish and I do know how to fish. I've caught a whale before. I know you like that. Okay, give this thing a thumbs up. Let's go. Next, blind spot detection. Some cars have that. There's a little indicator in the mirror or in the car. It lets you know a car's in your blind spot, but you can't trust those. If you go over rain, sleet, and mud, okay, lanes change assist, lane departure. Some of the newer cars do have that. Yes, I have a 1,000cc motorcycle we drag race. It's crazy. Okay, let's keep going. Parking assist. We don't have those special features, and as a beginning driver, you need to learn how to park. Okay, put questions in. WD-40 is a spray lubricant that you could possibly put on your windshield wiper blades to make them more pliable, right? Because what's going to happen over time, your windshield wash, I should have some here, your windshield washer blades will crack. They will dry out and they won't be able to wipe the window clean, and then you won't be able to see. Parallel parking, you line your car up, you reverse in at a 45 angle, you back in deep, halfway past the car, you turn the wheel back. It does take practice. Okay, each of you put in the question about the vehicle safety technology. Is it better to park from the front or rear? It depends on your angle. It depends on how much room you have. It depends on your time. If you're in a downtown area, downtown Detroit, downtown New York, downtown Chicago, downtown Houston, Texas, if you have maybe 10 seconds, you might be able to reverse in and get that parallel park. If you are checking your mirror and you see a parking spot, you might be able to cut your wheel all the way to the right and get in. AMS oil is a special type of oil that is a lubricant. They're different brand name oils and lubricants, but at the end of the day, they all do the same thing. Your parents might have a favorite type of oil, or your mechanic might represent, do any of the new cars use AI? The answer is we know that the Teslas use AI. I love the question, Cole. I think some of the higher end, the Cadillac, the Cybertruck, the higher end Blazer that costs like 80K, that's electric vehicle, they do have some type of technologies to adjust to the speed, to turn the wheel back if you don't see a car, to slow down if people walk out in front. I love the question, when we are licensed drivers, should we use park assist? Of course you use it, of course. But when you're learning how to drive, you need to learn how to parallel park. Of course, when you are driving and got your license, you need to make it easy. But if you have a vehicle, one of those higher end vehicles that you can parallel park that your parents had, of course use that. Your child should always be riding in the back seat. Is it necessary to check other lanes next to you? You want to look, because some people change lanes in the middle of the intersection. I used to have that bad habit. I know, shame me. So you want to look, and once you get used to looking, one day you're going to forget to check your mirror or blind spot. You almost hit a car, you're like, oh my God. One day, if you build good habits, getting to school early, saying hi to your friends, getting to school early, and then your teacher is there, the one day you come late, your teacher's like, what's wrong? I woke up late. I'm sorry. Get used to checking blind spots. Get used to getting up early. Get used to starting your car up in the wintertime, because it's going to take 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. Roadside assist, I recommend you get some type of roadside assist package. No start, you go into the ditch. It will pay for itself one time. Okay. And Landon, I like the questions. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Basic maneuvers. I need you to ask your parents, mom and dad, do you turn hand over hand or hand to hand? This is hand over hand. Okay. This is used for parallel parking. This is used for backing in your driveway. This is used to reversing and hooking up a trailer. Hand over hand is used for right turns. A slight hand over hand is used for left turns. So I need you to type in, and I need you to ask your parents, mom and dad, do you turn hand over hand, hand to hand? Do you palm the wheel? Some people palm the wheel, right? Palming the wheel. Some people throw underhand. And if you throw underhand, beginning drivers, you're going to crash into the curb. If you put your hands to the bottom, you're going to make the wheel small. If you put your hands to the top, you're going to make the wheel small. Ask your parents. Ask your parents, mom and dad, how do you turn the steering wheel? They'll say, why are you asking? Aren't you supposed to be on your car? My instructor wants to know. Please put it in. Ask your parents and then type it in. Let's look at some of these questions. Good speed control is really important. Veterans are very important, and my cousin is a veteran. She was in the military. My parents drive low-key, hands-off. I'm not mad. 10 and 2. Good. I love the comments. Make sure you're giving this a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribing. We're bringing value. We talking real. Let's keep it going. Okay, I asked you to ask your parents, hand over hand. I'm counting. Hand over hand, hand over hand, hand over hand. My dad does palm, hand over hand to turn right and left, underhand to back up, I think. Thank you. Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is good. Any type of, look, this is 2025. It's about to be 2026. There are some great driving games out there to teach you how to drive. Drive those games. Learn that steering wheel, okay? Hand over hand, hand over hand, hand over hand. Mom, hand over hand. Dad, hand to hand. I've seen them do both. My dad does palming, hand over hand. Dad palms it. So it's about a mix. More people are doing hand over hand. 10 and 2 is good. 9 and 3 is good. It really depends on how long you are. I'm 6'4". I got long arms. When you see me, you'll say, wow, you're really tall. Okay. Some of you are going to be taller than I think. Some of you are going to be shorter than I think. Right. So you want to drive comfortably. AAA says 7 and 5 is a more comfortable position. We want to use scholarly sources. AAA is an insurance company. They do driver's ed courses. They do safety courses. I can click the link and let you guys pick a car. You can learn maintenance, gas, oil changes, brake pads. Okay. So hand over hand. Some people do one hand at the top. And here's some examples. Hand over hand is suited for critical areas such as sharp turns, skid recovery, when maneuvering in areas with limited sight lines. You are backing a boat off the boat dock. You are backing in your driveway. You are parallel parking. It depends on the steering wheel too. This is correct. But the Teslas have a steering yoke. Whoa. What is Elon thinking, right? Some cars have a smaller steering wheel. Buses have a big steering wheel. Semi-trucks have a big steering wheel. A car steering wheel would not be in a bus. A bus steering wheel would not be in a car. The steering wheel is manufactured for that car, for that truck. Push-pull is primarily used for maneuvers that don't require quick steering maneuvers, such as changing lanes, making slight turns. It is executed when the driver pulls and pushes the steering wheel down. I think I got to get into the driveway facing forward so I don't hit my garage accidentally. You want to position the car properly. My son back in, he always backs in. He's used to going past the driveway, turning on his blinker. He turns his wheel, hand over hand. He checks his mirrors. He does use his backup camera that has 2 yellow lines and the sensors. He usually 90% of the time backs in the driveway. My wife pulls in, daughter pulls in. So that's what they usually do. May I ask, do your parents back in or drive in? Okay, type it in. Do your parents back in the driveway or do they pull in? Please type that in. Okay, let's look at some comments. I got one hand soon. I'm honest about it. Yeah, I understand. You want to be safe. You want to be consistent. Give us a thumbs up. Let's keep it going. So drive in, pull in. Mine do both. Drive in, both. Drive in. Dad backs in. Mom drives in. Dad backs in. Mom backs in. Yes. All right, let's keep it going. Acceleration. You want to use the ball of your foot. You want to gradually push the gas. You always practice backing in. So you always have to practice backing in your driveway. Cover your brake. Take your time. Remember, if you don't have the heel of your foot on the floor, you're going to hit the gas instead of the brake. I've had students pull into their driveway, almost hit the garage door. I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? They panic. Cover the brake. In fact, my heart's beating right now because I'm thinking about it. This is true. So you want to calm down. Backing, pulling up on a hill, you want to turn your wheels all the way. If you're going uphill, you want to turn your wheels all the way to the left, pull up to park brake. If your car rolls backwards, it will do a 360. If you're parking downhill, you turn your wheels all the way to the right. You pull up your park brake. Backing. When necessary to slow the vehicle, the driver should apply pressure to the brake pedal to decrease speed. For proper decreased speed, the driver should depress the brake. I'm not reading everything, I'm just giving you a foundation. To stop while driving, the driver must maintain pressure. A lot of you will stop 10 cars back, or some of you will stop too late. Reversing. Back in the vehicle requires visually tracking similar to driving forward. I appreciate you, fam. What's up? How you doing? Give us a thumbs up. Let's keep going. To back up to the left, the driver must twist the body and look out the left side. Some of you won't do that. If you're backing left, you need to look out the left side. If you're backing right, you need to look out the right side. You're like, Cannot just look in my mirror. You're going to hit your parents' car. You're going to hit your parents' car, and then you have a problem. Look over your shoulder. If you back up to the left, you look to the left. If you back up to the right, you look up your right. Thank you, fam. Get us to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Put some questions in for me. You got to look out your back window. Parking, perpendicular, backing into a spot. I will pull cones out. I'll have the flags on there. If you really want to practice like that, you tell me. I'll get the cones. I'll get the flags out. We can practice backing in. Then your parents would be like, oh my God, you really know how to drive. Yeah, my instructor taught me. You have to gain trust of your family. Insurance premiums do go down as you get older. Right now, your insurance premiums are very high. If you're over 25, then your insurance premium. Hey, type in, do you have a brother or sister? Anna, what's up? Come on.
I was here for makeup and my time's up. Am I good to leave?
Bye, girl.
Have a good one.
Thank you. So you have to practice backing. Okay, we go into areas where there are fresh lines in the parking lot. Practice backing in, pulling out, going around the parking lot, pulling in. If you really want to become a good driver and not rely on park assist, you've got to practice. I used to be like that too. You better get an old hoopty. You feel me? You better get a $500 car. You better go to your church. You better look on Facebook Marketplace. Real talk. Give it a thumbs up. So if you don't have a car, you have to find one. Uncle, auntie, church, Facebook Marketplace. Parking on a hill, we've talked about this. You want to, if you're parking downhill, you turn your front wheels all the way to the right. If the car slips out of gear, it will roll into the curb. If you're parking uphill, you turn your wheels to the left. The car will roll backwards and go all the way around. These are the things you need to do. So that was solid. Regulatory sign, stop sign. What's up, Grace? How you doing, girl? What up? Hey, how you doing? Long time no see. Chat it up with E. We're real. Nice. Come on aboard. Stop signs, speed limit signs, yield signs, do not enter, do not pass, railroad crossing, regulatory signs. Put in some questions. Let me slide this down. I see some new stuff at the bottom. Sorry, I think I got a loose connection. Sorry about that. I got a loose connection. I don't want to jiggle it because it might short. So you got to know these regulatory signs. One way, keep to the right, wrong way parking. Warning signs, yellow and black, stop sign ahead, railroad crossing, slippery when wet. You'll see some skid marks in a car. You'll see a curvy line, curvy road. Grace, I'm glad, girl. Subscribe, give it a thumbs up, show some love, get them likes. Grace, you know I'm here for you. E, you know I'm here. Grace, I'm going to send you some stunner glasses. I'm going to send you some stunner glasses. All right. Guide signs, interstate signs, hospital signs, blue and white, recreation signs, brown and white, Yellowstone National Park. You might see a warning sign, a recreation sign for a park, rest area ahead. Those are guide signs. Red signals are always at the top, yellow's always in the middle, green is at the bottom. There are some lights that go instant yellow. You got to be studying like my teacher, girl. Stop. Okay. Flashing yellow lights. This means proceed with caution. Red arrow means stop. If you have a flashing red arrow, not trying to confuse you, you have to yield to traffic. When it's clear, you go by. I had to look that up because someone tried to call me out. A flashing red arrow means if it's clear, traffic is clear, you can turn. Okay? You have to look. Green arrow, you can turn. It's clear. Okay, all of you type in 3 things you learned. We're going to do a quizzy. Type in 3 things you learned. 3 things you learned. I'm going to do a short quizzy. Teach them that in the mountains, going up and down tight roads, someone comes back down. Yes, mountain driving is also very dangerous. You go up, that's putting strain on your car. You're going down, your car increases speed. It's hard to see. You just have to have consistent control. Some areas have a lot of mountains, like Virginia, Kentucky. What up, fam? What up, fam? How you doing? Make sure you give this thing a thumbs up. Ask some questions. Okay, let me get this. I asked you to put in some things you learned. All of you should have typed things in. Come on, team. Come on. I'm almost done with you guys. Type in team. Type it in. Type it in. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to get this quizzy for you guys. Just hold on. Guys, I really love this live because we got so much energy here, right? People are asking questions and just trying to educate you and get you ready for the next journey. It's always nice to talk about driving, to prepare you. I've learned, yeah, I look like Denzel. Well, thank you. You should see my mustache. My family doesn't want me to have my mustache. I'll have to, you'll laugh at me. I'll find a picture of young me and you'll see my mustache. It's crazy. Oh man. Yeah. So during COVID, I had a big beard, a big afro, right? It's all good. We all look crazy during COVID. Can I get an amen on that? We all look crazy during COVID. Okay. It was a dark time. I was teaching online. And then because of that, I'm teaching now online, right? And I'm getting young drivers out on the road. Pedal mix up. Do you know the Cooper code? I'm going to hit them with that. 30 questions based on segment 2. I see some questions. What's the law? Because it's harder to back up. You have to look out your back window. You got to let that clutch up slow. It is always harder and more challenging when you drive. I'm a dumb work. And then I can answer some of your questions. All right, guys, I found a simulated driving test practice. This actually one I put together is 65 questions. Let me do a screen share. Oh, hold on. I got to cover up the answers. You almost saw those answers. Give me 1 second. All right. And remember, I'm on the free version because I'm cheap. All right. Here's your quizzy. Join this. This is 65 questions. This talks about backing, turning, lane changing. You're going to get everything you need with this quizzy. So I want to help you. Okay? I want to help you. So join my quiz. There's the number. And then I'll give you a minute or two. I'm going to hit start. We'll go over everything. And then we'll get through worksheet 2. And then we'll see some videos. So put your information in. The vibe is really good, guys. So I'm going to take your time. I was all about that TP and sanitizer 100%. Whatever you need to do. I took mom's good washcloth and took it out to the car. She's like, boy, where is my washcloth? You know what I'm saying? You don't mess with mom's washcloths, right? They are last forever. That's when mom was using Tide. That's when Tide was really good and it wasn't cheap. Right. But now Tide and the high price detergents, they lock those up at the stores. You feel me what I'm saying? You feel me? So they got the cheaper detergents today. They don't last. They don't get your clothes clean. I like to wear, white tees and everything, clean socks, really white socks, but a lot of these detergents. So yeah, you make me, I'm not a good test taker. Can I sit in on the next smart kid? Always. You always sit by someone who's smarter than you, but you got to know what's going on. Can he do more backing videos? Yes. I'll do some backing videos. I have a lot of videos, Grace. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start this. And then the code is there. It should have started. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know why it's not starting. It should have started. I might have to close this down and open it back up. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this test and I'm going to start a new session. Give me a moment to stop the screen share, end this. Yes. Let me close this up. Keep putting your questions in, guys. All right, I'm going to start this over. E, could you answer some of those questions while I'm going through and set this up for me, please? And then I'll be able to come on. All right, let's try this one. Okay, this is a different one. It's 30 questions. It's more road test prep. Try it now. Oh, hold on. Let me... Give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, what I'm at, hold on 1 second. All right, guys. So it's most important that you feel comfortable when you learn how to drive and that you ask consistent questions of your instructor. I'm really trying to prepare you, put in your questions. Let's go ahead and keep reviewing those questions. And let's keep it going. What other questions do you have? And I want you to do your best. So tell me what you're interested in. Tell me what you want to know. These are drivers ed related questions. And let me know what you are doing on your journey to learn how to drive. Do you know how to drive? And it's really important. Yeah, work on that parking, 100%, Grace. How's the weather down there? How are things going with you? Um, it's been a good year so far. We're almost done. We're up on Thanksgiving coming. We're up on Christmas coming in. I just need to watch how to reverse park. Um, and I need you to just stay calm and consistent. You know, I support you in E, and I really want you to do your best. And that's really important that you just do your best. Put in more questions that you have because we're really trying to make this live one of the best ones yet. And it's important that we all do our best and that we all learn. So that's important. Go ahead, put more questions in. We just had a technical error or a glitch, and sometimes that does happen. Go ahead, put your questions in so I can answer them. I do appreciate you.
Recording in progress.
All right, just had a little glitch. Those things happen. Stay with us. It's all good. Give me 1 second. All right, we'll let this load up. And we'll see if we can load this up again. All right, let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna do a screen share. Let's see if this will work now. All right, go ahead, put your information in. Let's try this again. Yeah, go ahead. What questions do you have? Go ahead, put your information in, guys. There's the code, and then I'll start it once everyone is in. This game should load. If it doesn't, then I'll just do something else. What is your question? Go ahead. Yeah, E, I'm still here. I don't know what happened. Go ahead and put in some questions. We're talking about driving. I think the most important thing is that you get out and learn how to drive and have someone with you who trusts you. Okay, good. It started. The code is up at the top. Good luck. What's your favorite cheese? I like cheddar because that's about money. Cheddar cheese is awesome. When you use your emergency brake, when you're parking on a downhill drop, maybe if your brakes fail, you can use your emergency brake. Right? I like the question. This is a chance for you. Thank you. I try to have different types of shirts and rotate them. I'm an educator, so you know we have those nice little shirts. Come on in, ask more questions. Driving related, you can ask me questions. I'll answer. If I think it's crazy, I won't answer. So this is the chance. Can I back up through a drive-through? You could do that if you can keep the wheel straight enough, but in America, your steering wheel is on the left. So you'll have to reach across. Do you use your flasher? Is it safe? regular traffic. You should, yes, you should always use your flasher. It is impressive to drive a manual. You have to learn how to drive a manual. I have been making farmer's cheese. Okay. We're not that far from Wisconsin. A school bus is coming out of 4 lane to a 2 lane, each of the yellow lines. So yellow lines are warning lines. The bus should not be crossing that. Thank you. I do appreciate you. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. You shouldn't be crossing yellow lines, right? Most states that is against the law. A yellow line is a warning line. So you shouldn't be crossing those lines. Do your best, guys. We're going to go over this in the end. Keep putting questions in. Should we ban the guy? Yeah, we should. I'm going to make you a moderator, and then we can just ban the guy. I drive a manual. I feel like I have to. You have to be more in touch with driving, and you have to enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to see if I can ban the person spamming. Is it normal to yell in the car? I talk a little bit loud. It's not normal to yell in the car. Okay, you never want to yell in the car. I'm trying to make you a moderator right now. I'm trying to change to make those. I'm trying to make you a moderator right now so we can get rid of that person spamming. Yeah, you got to be chilled in the car, because if you scream at people, they're going to freeze up, they'll lock up, they'll get mad, you'll crash. So like tonight we were driving and my driver almost hit a guy on a motorcycle. So I just squeezed, because the school bus set us up for failure. The school bus is going about 65 and they were trying to cut over really quick. They cut to the left. And I know from experience, why is the school bus just cutting over? Because we were coming up to an exit and it was backing up. So you just got to squeeze the brake. My student driver almost hit a guy on a motorcycle. Do you know how much about car psychology? I feel like people are in a bubble. They do. You do feel like you're in a bubble. You feel like you're invincible. You feel like no one can touch you. But that's when you're egotistical. Okay? That's when you are, you think you're better than everyone. Okay? I don't see it because it's blocked in. Okay, I think on this media platform, if someone keeps spamming, they'll automatically be deleted. But will figure it out. I'm just clicking on some of my features. My father taught me how to drive when I was 12 or 13. Here in the UK, manuals, most common. Yes, I learned how to drive on a Volkswagen out there. There's that person again. So we'll see if we can get rid of them. I'm looking for the features. I'm just trying to click community moderator, live chat on. What I'm going to do is put on subscribers only. Add live commentator, limits participants to a specific type of people you approve, add approval to users. I'm not on desktop, I'm on my phone. But what I'm going to do is click subscribers. These are people who follow the channel, and then those people will be gone. So I'm going to click subscribers. I'm going to click 10 minutes. So I enable that feature. So if you're not subscribed, then you won't be making comments. So yeah. So a lot of people are gone because they haven't subscribed. Just click and mute them. Got it. All right, let's keep eating. All right, put in your questions. All right, so all these people in here, these are the people who have subscribed. Chill. Okay. Oh, I see it now. I'm removing the person who spammed. I'm going to make you a moderator. I'm clicking on your name, add as moderator. Can manage block words. You are a moderator. E, I just gave you the power. You're a moderator. You can block people. You can remove them. So every time we do a live, E, I'm locking you in. E, you got power. Keep going, guys. You're doing great. So I enabled 2 features. Only people who have subscribed can be on this live. They were like 13 or 14. Now they're 7. And then that person who was spamming, they're going, E, you're my moderator. You running it. You got it. You locked in. Okay. You earned that. So I appreciate that. If I was on desktop, I could do other things, but I'm on my phone and I'm at 22%. Okay, put in real questions. Come on, let's put in some questions. Yeah, got a bit much. You know what? People always say stuff online, right? They say, funny stuff, random stuff. I don't really worry about it because you can delete those haters. E and I were talking about this, a lot of haters. So haters fuel me. And then I'm just going to keep doing my best and not worry about them. And whenever you are on social media, people always talk about your hair, your face, your eyes. You can't worry about what people will say. You just got to stay chilled, believe in what you're doing, and then let's move forward and live your best life. We're not going to worry about what people, life is short. And if I can help some of you learn how to drive and I can speak facts, okay, we're good. Okay. I'm kind of cheating and looking at some of your scores right now. I can. I'm looking at percentages. So once everyone is done and some people are finishing up, then we'll go over everything. Put in questions in the chat while you're waiting. Put in some questions in the chat while you're waiting. Put some questions in the chat while you're waiting. We're going to go over worksheet 2 in a moment to get that part done. Just want to keep it moving. Once everyone is done, we'll go over the data. Take your time. We got an hour, and then we'll go from there. E, you should. I locked you in as a moderator. I'm going to double check that feature. Okay. Yeah, you are a moderator. Yep. E, I'm just clicking on all the comments you put in. Yes. So you are a moderator, E. Got you locked in. What other questions do you have about driving, insurance, car maintenance? Those are a lot of things that a lot of people overlook. Brakes, tires, they are expensive. You got to look at your car every couple of months, check your tires, check your brakes, get those oil changes every couple of thousand miles. Most people take their car to an oil change facility. $20, $30. You don't need that high mileage synthetic oil, $80 or $100. You need your basic oil change. That's real. Okay? Keep putting in your questions. I'm just going through the chat. And it's nice to have people who are really here to support. By me having subscribers on, I think if you really want to join the live, you got to subscribe. And then I'll have E always being the moderator. And then if people get crazy, she'll just delete you or kick you out. So I'm not worried about that. Okay, give you guys about 5 or 6 more minutes, and then we'll go over the answers. E, of course, and whenever you go online, E, hopefully you'll pick me as your moderator too. I'll handle those people. Right, let's keep those hearts coming in and put some real questions in, right? I want you to feel comfortable about driving. And I believe once you start getting out there driving, you're going to feel good about yourself, what you're doing, what you're believing in, and then you're going to learn to take yourself to work, take yourself home. Guys, what I'm going to do is go ahead and move the family forward. No hate, Eden. I want to go ahead and move the family forward. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm going to hit yes. And I'm going to go through these quickly. Completion rate is 92%. 92% of the participants completed. The question accuracy or class accuracy is 66. The toughest questions were 25. The longest questions were 24, which took an average of 22 seconds. Let's view the report. I'm going to the questions. Okay, let's look at this. Which of the following is an example of an improper turn during the test? The correct answer is swinging wide. You always want to turn in the nearest lane. 9 of you got that right. Keep your turn as short as possible. Next, which action will result in failing the parallel park portion of the test? 12 of you got that right. Being more than 2 feet from the curb or getting on the curb. Most of you do understand that, but if you're too far out, you're going to get the car hit when cars go by. If you on the curb, you're going to get a ticket. So that's why when you parallel park, you're going to have cones to practice, and you got to know how to get your car in that small, tight spot. Next, what is the safe following distance to maintain behind another vehicle? It is 3 to 4 seconds. 1 second, too close. 10 seconds too far, no specific answer. So 5 of you got the wrong answer. 9 of you got it correct. Let's go on to the next. What should you do to pass when stopped on a hill during the drive test? Use your park brake to prevent your car rolling back. 14 of you got that right. Yes. What is the correct action when you hear sirens from an emergency vehicle driving? Pull over safely for sirens. Pull over if you can. If you can't, they'll drive around you. Exceeding the speed limit during the road test will cause an automatic failure. I say it again. To exceed the speed limit or to drive 10 under the speed limit will be an automatic failure. Let's keep it moving. What is the main reason for stopping on railroad tracks is an automatic fail? In every state, it's an extremely dangerous maneuver. You never want to stop on a railroad track. A car could come in anytime. If there's not enough room, you need to go behind the railroad tracks. Don't even get on. Next, what is the purpose of the road test practice checklist? To avoid mistakes and pass the test confidently. Which documents are required to bring with you during the driving test? Your learner's permit. What should you do when pulling out from a parking lot during the test? Signal. You probably said, do I really need to still do in the parking lot? Yes. Try pulling in the morning of your school or college, and you just pull in. You're going to run someone over. Signal your intention. Let people know what you're doing. When preparing to turn or change lanes, how long should you signal before making a move? 3 to 5 seconds. 1 second to 2 is too short. 6 to 8 is too long. 9 of you picked 3 to 5 seconds. Good job. Which of the following is not a correct step in parallel parking? Hitting the curb. When merging onto a freeway, what should you do? Match the flow of the traffic. Get your speed up, 3rd gear merge, boom, you're out. How can practicing the test in the test area help you during the driving test? It reduces nervousness. You drive in a familiar area. If you drive in an unfamiliar area, you're nervous, you're hesitant, and that happens to all of us. What should you do What should a driver do at a stale yellow light to pass the road test? Stop safely. A stale yellow light is the light that has been yellow for a long time and it's going to turn red. You want to stop safely. Don't mean slam the brakes. Let's keep it moving. What is considered a failing action when pedestrians are crossing at the crosswalk? Creeping forward. What is considered a failing action regarding adaptive cruise control misuse during the test? Letting the car control speed during the test. You need to cut that off. What is successful rate of parallel parking using reference points as compared to not? 92% versus 54. So when you drive, I'm going to talk about lane line reference points, hood line reference points. Don't worry, guys. We're going to go over that sheet in a moment. And I'm going to sit back and chill because I'm almost done. What is the purpose of tactile feedback in driver's training? It provides a vibrating seat to remind of blind spots. Some more expensive cars have that. Or the steering wheel might shake. Who benefits from NHTSA approved tactile feedback system? Hearing impaired drivers. What should be demonstrated for wipers and minors during the pre-driving checklist? All settings. You might have to turn on headlights, turn on the wipers. What is one of the instructor notes to improve parallel parking skills? Needs more curb line reference. What is the recommended practice for improving highway merging according to the instructor notes? Third gear acceleration. Please put in questions as I'm going over this. I believe the chat is on. I'm almost done with this, and you guys get ready to work. According to the specific statistics, teams who train 3+ weather scenarios pass their first attempt. How much more than not? 64%. If you practice in bad weather, you'll be able to drive the test in bad weather. If you practice in rain, you'll be able to take the road. They do the road test year-round. Please put questions in. According to the 2023 Minnesota study, what common mistakes could cause 27 of test failures at four-way stops? Waving another driver through out of turn. The first driver to get there is the first drive to leave. What rule reduces 71% of left turn anxiety in the St. Louis case? If you just take the St. Louis case out, it's called the 3-second rule. Scan left, right, and left. I'll answer the questions. How can you turn more smoothly? We will go into parking lots and do figure eights around the light posts. We'll do figure eights. Every student will do 4 sets of figure eights, turning hand over hand in, hand over hand out. We do a lot of figure eights. We're going to school parking lots to drive around the parking islands, doing figure eights. Left turn, right turn, left turn. So once you master turning your head, if you're going to the left, turning your head and going to the right, once you do that, you're going to be really good drivers. So on your first drive, we should be driving, doing figure eights in the school parking lot, in the neighborhood, in larger parking lots where we can drive around the light poles. That is really important. How can I tell if I'm following too close? You'll see the bumper really close in your face. You'll see the bumper really close in your face. And if you see the bumper in your face, you get ready to rear in the car. I love the pure question. That's real. So if you see the bumper like right in your face and you can't see the rear of the tires, you're too close. Whenever we slow down, you should see the rear of the tires on the ground. Love that. That's real. According to the Purdue wet weather crash, if you take out Purdue and you put in wet weather crash in your mind, what percentage of wet tests were failed due to teams slamming the brakes? This is kind of a tough question. So it's 89%. If we go one over the limit, yes, I'm not going to lie. For me right now, you're not in the road test phase. If your mom drives fast or your dad drives fast, you could drive fast. If you've seen fast driving from your mom, speeding to get you to school, speeding to get you home, speeding to get you to basketball practice. If you've seen your dad speed 100 miles an hour home, speed back, you become used to speeding. And if you become used to speeding, in your mind, you're going to think it's normal. The road test is about 45 minutes long. I love the questions. If something happens to your car, if something happens to the car being driven and it's not your fault. What do you mean something happens to your car? A butterfly hits it, a bunny runs out. You've got to tell me more. What do you mean something happens to your car? Please give me more context. Okay? I love the question, but you got to explain more. Midwest trucking safety. Take out Midwest trucks, big vehicles. What is the rest? What is the result of using Iowa's? So blind spot simulators, they help you. I think in the next 15 to 20 years, you're going to have blind spot simulators, more computer activities for students. Type in what you learned. Please type in what you learned. If so, if I go 1 over, you'll fail the test. You cannot speed. Okay? Go 1 over, failure. Go 10 under, failure. So you have to show discipline in your driving. And I want to go back to the live board. I ask you to put in your questions. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to show you the answers. I need one of you to log in so I can show you the answer. Hold on, let me go. Okay, here we go. You don't have to do anything. You want to drive safe. Anything, you want to have safe maneuvers. How much you want to drive at the speed limit. That's the most important thing. How much under should we drive? You should not drive under. Here's what happens. If you drive under the speed limit, you're going to have to either run a yellow light or slam brakes. Drive at the speed limit. I've learned even VR experiences about driving simulators do help you. Yes, Kyle. And that's what's going to happen in the future. I think you're going to have more driving schools with online simulators that you guys can log into a room. I'm learning that blind spots. Yes, come on. Let's get it. Love this. All right, give me 1 second. Let's bring up the stuff. Okay, I'm trying to stay on track. We got into a good discussion. I love that we are learning about mirrors. We're learning about defensive driving. That's really going to help you guys when I drive you. Like, I'm excited. Saturday, Sunday, like, I understand. Let me adjust my mirrors. Then I'll have you backing in spots. I'll have you going around the figure eights to really tighten up that steering. And if I can get all of you at that level, you're going to be really good drivers. But it takes a lot of energy from me. You know what? I haven't seen that movie. I do want to watch Gran Turismo. I do want to watch the movie because I love cars. I love performance. And that's at the highest level. I could pretend and say that I could drive a Formula One car, but I can't. Okay. I do more straight line racing. But to get that experience, that's next level. I love that. Give me 1 second, please. I don't want to open too many windows because my computer will freeze. So give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to get to worksheet 2, go over this. Yes, there are so many things you can do to the cars to make them handle better. All right, here we go. I want us to get through worksheet 2. We'll get some videos. Things are good. Let's go at a nice pace, get through worksheet 2, and we're good. See, hold on. Okay, here we go. Worksheet 2. When planning to turn in heavy traffic, you should prepare to get into the lane 2 to 3 blocks ahead of time. 1 block is too early. 4 to 6 is too late. 2 to 3 blocks early. When backing a vehicle, you should see clearly the direction your vehicle is moving. The best way to do this is by turning your head and shoulders and looking backwards. This is true. Backing up. Okay? I've seen videos of people detaching their wheel and you can put a custom wheel on any car. You can put a high performance wheel on your mom or dad's minivan. You can put a larger wheel. You can disconnect the bolts and pull it off the steering shaft. In fact, in my race car, I have a removable steering wheel It's a special type of steering column. If I hit a wall, the steering column will collapse. And your cars have a collapsible steering column too. Okay, if you drove your grandpa's or uncle's like 66 Mustang or Corvette, they don't have a collapsible steering column. So that is possible to detach that. Some of you are thinking, I love that. Let's keep going. Before moving into reverse, you should check to see the area behind you. You always want to look because neighbors could have little toys, kids could be walking. When you learn how to drive this winter, this fall, this spring, the little neighbor kids, you're driving and you're like, can you stop? I'm trying to back out. Okay. And they're like, why are you so mean? I gotta go. I'm running late. And they're going to be all around you. Okay. Trust me. Next summer, you're going to be like, you're right. When entering traffic from a parking spot, you should wait for a large enough gap to the right. Okay. You want to back out of an angle parking spot onto the street two-way traffic. You should always back out slowly and look over your right shoulder. Do you understand now that we're talking? These questions make sense. I'm going to 10. I'm going to go to 15 and then we're going to get this done. Next, searching for a specific driving related clues is different in different areas. True. In your school, it's different. Teenagers backing out, parents dropping off kids, parents speeding to get to work. I've been there before. School buses rushing to drop you off and get to the high school or middle school. You coming home from school, you're tired. You're trying to get some cold cereal. You're trying to play video games online. You're speeding down, but you can't because there's a school bus. All the mothers, young mothers in your neighborhood have their phone. They're on Facebook Live. There's that kid. He's speeding down. I'm going to post this video online, and the whole neighborhood is going to be like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're driving at night. Different abilities. You're driving in rush hour traffic. Different abilities. Every environment has different things you have to deal with. The process of searching critical areas of the traffic environment is a sequence of an orderly visual search. The instant you observe a conflict, you should check your mirrors. Is someone speeding and they don't see me? Can I get over to the right really fast? Can I get over to the left? Always have an out. The instant you observe a conflict ahead, you should check your mirrors. Next, detecting potential threatening objects or conditions in heavy traffic mostly depends on an organized, aggressive visual search. To aim high in steering, you should always look 12 to 15 seconds ahead. Type what you learned, please. We call in other people. Let's get through this. Let's get to some videos. Let's get through some Wham Bam Tesla. Let's see some on-scene TV. Type in what you learned. E, I do appreciate you. Are we still here? Okay, we still here. Look, guys and ladies, I do appreciate you. Give this a thumbs up. Tell your friends about it. Subscribe. I want to say thank you. It was a great session today. I want to thank all my people for coming in. E, you are the moderator. Every time I go live on the phone, I got you locked in. I got you. I want to say thank you and subscribe to the channel. Bye.